to forgiving the unforgivable.
You've denied the alcohol, you denied the porn, you've denied everything.
A family breaking apart.
In this moment, you understand that your daughters were molested.
I dropped the ball. I didn't see the guy that way.
From a breakdown.
What do you think I feel every day? I feel shame. It is my fault.
To a breakthrough.
I wasn't the best mother there ever was in the world, but I thought at least I had a mother instinct. Oh, God, forgive me.
Plus,
he told me that he lived in England and that I was the love of his life.
She met the perfect man on Facebook.
You're talking about marriage and a future before you've ever even looked the boy in the eye?
But 10 months later,
I was starting to have a bad feeling about all this.
the truth came out.
It just hit me like a ton of bricks. He was engaged with 5 kids.
He is a gutless cheater.
I needed to know why he did this to me.
I know this is painful for you.
Now,
I sent Leslie 5,000 miles in search of this man.
she confronts her betrayer.
There is potential danger here because we don't know how he's going to react.
This is it up here on the left.
I'm very nervous all of a sudden. He's coming.
Yesterday, you met 2 sisters in anguish over the sexual abuse they suffered as children at the hands of their stepfather. Now, they blame their mother for standing by, allowing it to happen, and doing nothing. It became very heated, and tensions ran very high. Here's what happened.
My mother allowed me and my sister to be sexually molested by her ex-husband.
One night, I got up and I glanced at Katrina's room, and what I thought that I saw was done on top of Katrina.
I was convinced at that time that it was a nightmare.
What type of mother allows this to happen?
If my kids would have come to me and told me Don's touching us, don't think for a second that he wouldn't have been out the door.
I feel like my mother served me on a platter to a predator.
Do you know that these girls have been molested?
No. I kept asking you kids, what's going on?
Taking us in the bathroom and showing him our breasts? You did that, Mother.
Did not.
And you don't think you helped him by giving us alcohol and watching soft porn in front of us?
I did give wine coolers. It was good for the bowels.
That's great for the freaking bowels. That's great.
What was the logic in having this man sleep in the bed with your 2 daughters?
I was convinced he was a great guy.
You see your husband laying on top of her, and you turn and walk away?
I don't know what he did to you kids.
He sexually molested us. That's all you freaking need to know. You came over and you dialed his number and you told us to get on the phone and apologize to him for going to jail.
Under what theory do these victims have to apologize to their abuser?
Maybe I thought everything could just go away.
When you're a mother, it is your job to stand up and protect your kids.
I've taken this for years.
You've taken this for years. You need to take it for years. You should have freaking been arrested for your part in this. And I am so sick of you sitting here playing the victim. I don't want you in my life anymore, Mom.
If you don't want to be here, if you don't want to put the effort in, then excuse
yourself. Why would you even say that to a mother? How dare you say that?
How dare I say that?
Yeah, how dare you say that? These are my daughters.
Then act like a mother.
You need to put that behind you. No, I did not stand behind a sexual molester.
You did too. You basically let him know that what he was doing to us was okay with your actions.
It was not. A molester comes into your home, he rips it apart, he walks away, and you let the woman stand.
Now, I'm going to try to bring some order to this.
Good luck.
Oh, my God.
I didn't really want this to turn into a mom bashing thing because I don't want to hurt her.
I'm going to try to bring some order to this.
Are you serious?
Sorry.
She really cares about you getting hurt.
I think he wants to talk.
Yeah, I think I need to say something here. Okay, stay with me here. As you sit here today, today, 2011, and you hear from your adult daughters, do you believe, accept, and acknowledge that they were, in fact, molested as children?
I would not think different. If they had told me, I would have never thought different. Okay, I wouldn't have believed him. I'm going to believe my child.
I'm going to I'm going to try to get you to stay with me here. I'm asking not then, I'm asking now. Because you've vacillated back and forth during this conversation saying you didn't believe they were, you did believe they were. Do you believe now?
I'm not back and forth. I'm just trying to say that I didn't know about it.
Okay, I get that. I get that. But I'm saying, as these adult women sit in front of you here, these grown daughters, and they tell you that they were in fact molested by the man who was convicted of molesting them and sent to prison for molesting them, do you accept and believe that they're telling the truth here?
Of course I do.
It's important for y'all to hear that she's not in denial about that as she sits here today. Now, not even God can change what has happened. The only time is now. The past is over. The future hasn't happened yet. The only time is now. The only place is here. And the only people that are in it are us in this moment. And in this moment, you understand that your daughters were molested.
Yes, I do.
And you understand that despite what your intentions were, that this happened on your watch.
I took full responsibility for that. I have taken full responsibility for that. But okay. He's not around to blame.
Okay, wait,
so
wait.
I'm the one that they put it on. I don't doubt anything. I don't doubt anything. If the kids said they were, they were.
Okay, stay with me here. So you understand that they were in fact molested and that it happened on your watch. But the point is that they now want to get closure on their issues with you because they say that as a mother, they wanted you to protect them. When he was in their room, they laid there wanting to hear your footsteps in the hall.
Why didn't
they
you
wanted to hear.
Why didn't you just say back then before I married him? Why didn't you just say
Kathy?
Children are not children? Why didn't somebody say?
She was too...
Kathy, now hold on. You understand when you say that, you're blaming the victim.
No, I'm not blaming the victim. I'm just saying, what did somebody say? My God, I didn't see him like that.
Kathy, when you say that, you're blaming the victim. You're saying you as children should have told me.
Okay, then I dropped the ball. I didn't see the guy that way.
Okay, that's important for them to understand. Now, they may be thinking a blind man could see this. I get that. I understand that.
I'm not the one that was molested. You don't understand.
Kathy.
It's like looking in a mirrored vision the opposite way.
Kathy.
What's happening to you is not happening to me. I'm not looking for it.
Kathy, I understand we can't change what happened. What I'm trying to tell you is they're saying that they felt like you had a higher priority than them. Don't respond, just listen. That you had a higher priority than them, that you were more concerned about losing your husband, losing your income, losing your stability, that it made you not want to see something that threatened that. That something caused you to turn a deaf ear and a blind eye to what was going on, and that makes them feel like they were not worthy, that they weren't treated the way they believe children should be treated, that I believe children should be treated. And I have to say, I have to say, and I don't mean this as an insult, I really mean this as an observation. In hearing your logic and reasoning today, I can understand how you may have deluded yourself into denying what was going on at the time.
No.
Now, I'm going
to flat out tell you. If I knew that my kids were being sexually molested, he would have been gone.
Okay.
And you can say, oh, my God, all you want. I don't care. When I leave this room, I'll say the same damn thing until I die.
But it's not the truth.
Well, not to you, it's not the truth, because you want somebody
so the
to
truth came out,
and
you stood behind him in court. So you can say that I would protect my children all you want
Your
to.
father had custody of you sitting on that bench.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
there
what?
was other rows.
Okay.
There was
Yeah.
like
Rows
six.
behind that. You
It
could have had
doesn't
the very
Okay,
back
all right,
corner.
this is going to stop. I want to finish what I'm saying to
All
you, and then you're either going to let me finish or I'm going to send you guys out of here, but we'll be right back.
I wasn't the best mother there ever was in the world, but I thought at least I had a mother instinct. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, God, forgive me.
And later,
I met a man on Facebook. He told me that he lived in England, that I was the love of his life. I received a letter from one of the women on his Facebook list. She said that they were engaged with 5 kids. I miss him so much. I felt like that maybe this was the one. I need answers. I need closure to this. I'm getting ready to go up to the door and knock. I have to see him and make him face me.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil, they marry foreign women.
David treat me like the slave.
Are they abusing their mail-order brides?
You think that I'm just an evil person?
you can be very overbearing.
Tell me something that really can help. Come on.
I will as soon as you stop talking.
Or are they just lonely men getting scammed?
Everybody thinking, yeah, like she's going to be with him.
No offense, but you look like my former wife.
Then on Monday,
If someone is disabled, you find that unacceptable.
Handicapped people make me feel uncomfortable.
she's proud to be a bully.
You bullied your cousin with Down syndrome?
That's Monday.
They don't trust me to be alone with their children. I have only seen Katrina's son one time.
My mother will never be unsupervised with my children. I do not want my mother around my son. I feel she's emotionally unstable, and I feel like she could harm him.
I'd like to be with them and babysit them and give them the night off.
I can't trust my mom to protect my kids. She didn't protect me, so what would be different?
What I'm telling you is I want you to be empathetic to them. I want you to stand in their shoes and say they're feeling pain that their mother didn't protect them at the time. And you say, it did not register with me. I did not see the warning signs. I did not get the gravity of the situation here. True?
I ask all the time. I ask him all the time. If something felt wrong, I ask. You know?
Right.
Maybe I'm stupid about these things. Yeah, nobody ever expects some molester to come in their house.
Well, of course you don't. Of course you don't. But you understand that they feel like they deserve better, that you should have seen it. And what all they need from you at this point is for you to not worry about yourself in this, but just to say, I wish I had been there for you. I'm sorry that I didn't see it. I'm sorry that I didn't react to it.
What do you think kills me every day? What do you think I feel in my heart every day when I look you girls in the face? I feel shame. That's what I feel. I feel shame. Oh, my God. It is my fault. He's the molester, but I take the blame. 100%. Do you want closure from me for that? You may have it. I'm the one. I dropped the ball. Right here. I was a mother. I wasn't the best mother there ever was in the world. My mother died at 12. I wasn't taught a lot of things. But I thought at least I had a mother instinct. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, God, forgive me.
Kathy, listen to me. You can be a mother now. You know, we never get through being parents. You can be a mother now. And you can sincerely say, look, I wish I'd done a better job, and I'm sorry, and I apologize for that, and I want to move forward with this. It's not about you taking all the blame for what he did. What they're saying is they want to talk to you about what you didn't do. And those are two very different categories. They're not blaming you for him molesting them. They're blaming you for what you didn't do when he did. That's the difference. Do you get the difference? And all you can say is, I dropped the ball. I mean, there's nothing else she can say but that. But you understand what they're wanting. They're wanting to feel like that they matter to you and that you want them to do well.
You guys know that.
No, they don't know that.
What do you girls want? What do you want, babe?
She wants closure. I don't want anything from you.
You're going to walk off the stage and just forget me.
Pretty much. That's what I've been doing.
Okay. All right.
Anything you want to say?
Thanks for finally being honest.
I've always been honest.
No, you haven't. And I knew you were lying when you said
about what?
Everything I know, you know. And I knew you were lying. I knew it. And it's hard for me to figure out what's best for me when I've blacked out most of everything that's happened. And I needed those pieces from you. And you've given me those pieces. I've
told you guys all these things. Have you been listening?
No, you have not. You've denied everything. You've denied the alcohol. You denied the porn. You denied all that
stuff. I didn't sit there and watch porn. I like the Red Shoe Diaries.
But what we're trying to say is that was not appropriate for children to watch.
He's getting big now. That means he's taking control.
Okay. There's nothing else you want to say to your mother at this point? There's nothing else you want to say?
There's a lot I want to say, but part of me is just like...
Okay. Is there anything you want to say to them that you haven't said?
Other than I love you and I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm
Anthony?
totally sorry.
I want to introduce you to Anthony Haskins here. Anthony, this is Kathy. Say hello.
Hi, Kathy. Pleasure to meet you.
Anthony is our resource director here that helps us with people after the show, because when we're done here, this is just a beginning place. I've never been under the impression that I'm doing 8-minute cures between commercial breaks here. I try to get people started in the right direction, give them a wake-up call, and get them moving forward. And I think a lot of people, when they leave here, need further help and support along that way. And I'm going to ask you to take Kathy now and sit down and talk about this, because I think she needs some help with her feelings and with this relationship, so I'm going to want to arrange that for her. And I'm going to hope that you're going to take advantage of my doing that for you, and taking the help that I'm offering to you.
Please take it.
So I think it would be good for you, help you get some peace, and maybe create a foundation for going forward here. So Anthony, if you would take Kathy, and then we'll talk to you some more.
I know that they're trapped in the past. It puts a big barrier between me and them. Unless we can get past that, we're all going to end up just splitting up and going our own ways.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil.
I love being a bully.
It's her world.
You bullied your cousin with Down syndrome?
She is disgusting. Have you seen her?
The rest of us just live in it.
If someone is disabled, you find that unacceptable.
Handicapped people make me feel uncomfortable.
She is a self-proclaimed bully.
You can't even look at me?
I don't want to look at you.
Has Kelly Catrone met her match?
I'm going to apologize in advance for anything that might be said here.
Asian lady, let's get this order done.
She even bullies Glee actor Max Adler.
The show takes a stand against bullying.
You're promoting bullies is what you're doing.
Do you ever watch Glee?
No.
Then don't judge what you don't know.
And you know everything.
No, wait, let me finish. No, I'm talking here. See that name up there?
I do.
That's me. Okay.
That's Monday.
I want to be straight up honest with both of y'all about two things. First off, I am very impressed with the manner in which you conducted yourselves today. I think, seriously, takes a lot of courage to come here and give a voice to this. And I know you're here because you want to help yourselves, but I'm also going to tell you that you have given a voice to so many silent victims in America today, and God bless you for doing that. So I thank you for that as well. Okay, what do you want to say?
I just wanted to tell those victims out there that if you're going through something like this, it's not your fault. You have nothing to be ashamed of. And if you can't tell your mom or your dad, tell your friends, tell your teachers, tell somebody, because you don't deserve what's happening to you. And it can get better, but you have to stand up and say something.
And I think y'all have said that well. So that's what I mean. You know, you get a little excited sometimes, but I think I think you've said some very, very important things here. The second thing I want to say to you, I guess there are actually three things. The second thing I want to say to you is sometimes we have to give ourselves what we wish we could get from our parents.
How do you do that?
Because what you need from her, and I'm not saying this to be condescending about your mother, but I think she has a limited emotional capacity to give you what you need. I think that asking her to do more than what she did today would be like asking her to get taller. You know, just say, we're going to sit here till you get taller. Well, you can think about it. You can really struggle, but you just can't get taller. If you ask someone to do something that they just don't have the capacity to do, then you just get into a vicious circle. She clearly gets and understands what she's done wrong here. She has a hard time wrapping her mind around that, to emotionally be accountable with that, but she gets that. She's overwhelmed by it, but she gets it. And this is a problem that she's had throughout her life. She goes into a survival.
If you could sing the song, take the pill and don't get hurt because you had to leave. You had to change the board, but now you get to save the world for someone else too. Would you let your tears be in the middle of the night? You smile as you walk by, and then you said goodbye. What's it gonna take to make you cry? Please forgive me.
selfish, egotistical survival mode. And y'all have suffered the brunt of that, and I'm sorry for that. But, you know, what I wish she could say is,
I do not want a relationship with my mother. Even if I did forgive her, I wouldn't want her in my life. To me, she no longer exists.
I'm the wife of a sex offender. This is who I am. This is my identity.
you know, what I wish she could say is, there is no excuse. I was sick at that time in my life, and that pathology harmed you, and I will spend the rest of my life healing so I can give you better. That's what I would love to hear from her, for her to say, I am sorry, I have damaged you, I have allowed you to be damaged, and I'm sorry. I wish I could do that over, but I can do it better. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to do that, and I am sorry. I believe you, I get it, and I was wrong to not react at the time and in the moment. I wish she could do that. I wish she would then say, I am so proud of the young women that you have become. I am so proud of you as young women and mother and all of these things, and know that you have, you know, we got a saying in Texas, you got to rise above your raisin. You know, we always hope our next generation does better, our next group does better. And you have stopped this legacy. You don't have this self-destructive bent that she does. And so you've risen above your raisin, and that's a good thing. And you say, how do you give yourself what you wish you give from her? That's how. You acknowledge yourself and each other, that you have fought this and you have overcome. And I'm proud of you for doing that. And the third thing I want to say is you unquestionably have a challenge in front of you, and that is to forgive this woman. And that is so important for both of you. And I know you don't want to hear that right now, but I'm telling you, I understand, but I'm telling you, if you have hatred and bitterness and anger towards another person, you are locked in a bond with them, and they control you. And it will change who you are as a mother, as a wife, as a sister, as a friend. It will change you. Those emotions are so pervasive. They're like a horrible smell. If a skunk came in here right now and sprayed this room, it would permeate every square inch of this room. And that's how anger and bitterness and hatred is. It's a stench that goes through your whole emotional life. It will cause children to not have their whole mother. It will cause you to have a part of you that you keep walled off. And forgiving her does not mean what she did was okay. Forgiving her does not say, okay, we'll forget about it. I'm not asking you to forget it. I'm not asking you to pretend it's okay or to sweep it under the rug. You're just simply saying, I refuse to invest my life in this. I refuse to have this negative energy draining me for the rest of my life. I will not let you and what has happened control me and change who I am. I forgive you. I give that up to God. He'll have to deal with that. I forgive you for me. I forgive you for me and the people I love. And I hope that you heal. I hope that you get better. And if you do, I'll meet you on a limited basis, a step at a time, on new ground. But I'm turning this loose. I am moving on. And I want both of you to and believe me, it is a choice. Forgiveness isn't some emotion that sweeps over you someday. You just wake up, my God, I've forgiven her. It is a conscious choice you make that says, I let this go. You can't unring the bell. You'll never change what happened. You have to forgive it and move on. And that's the only thing you can do, but that's power that you have. Don't be a victim. Exercise your personal power to be free from this. We'll be right back. Leslie says that she thought she had found the man of her dreams. Unfortunately, her dream man proved to be anything but.
On Facebook, I met a man. It was nonchalant. We were just friends, and it progressively got to be even more friendly. He was so easy to talk to through Skype. He told me that he lived in England and he was divorced. I felt this was something special. This was so different than any other relationship I've ever had. He told me that I was the love of his life, and he's absolutely the love of my life. What woman wouldn't eat that up? He would occasionally disappear, and whenever I would say things like, "You're with another woman," he would say, "When do I have time to be with another woman? When I'm not working, I'm talking to you." I wasn't just picturing a future with him. We were planning a future. We were talking weddings and houses and whatnot. But when he didn't call, I messaged him. I tried calling him. I was starting to have a bad feeling about all this. The next day, I decided to write a few of the women on his Facebook list and sent them a letter saying, "Woman to woman, would you just let me know if he is the type of guy that I could trust?" I received a letter back from one of the women, and it said, "I'm not happy about this." She said that they were engaged with 5 kids, and they'd been together 7 years. At first, it was just shock, and then it just hit me like a ton of bricks. So I phoned him, and he hung up on me. I need answers. I need closure to this. I need to know why you would spend 10 months building a relationship that you knew was going nowhere. I've cried every day over the last month. There's a lot of sadness because I felt like that maybe this was the one. I miss him so much, and I feel so lost.
So was Mike really engaged? Did he really love Leslie but couldn't leave his fiancée? Now, she needed answers. So I sent Leslie and private investigator Frank Kopus 5,000 miles to the United Kingdom in search of this man.
I'm getting ready to go catch the airplane to go to London. I'm excited but nervous. My passport and ticket. We're there. London, at least.
All right, Leslie, we're going down here to where Mike lives. There is potential danger here because we don't know how he's going to react.
Okay.
And I've already been in touch with the FBI in England as well as the local authorities, but your safety is #1 here.
We are pulling up in the town where he lives.
This is it up here on the left, right?
I didn't see any other lights on in his house. That's his bedroom, living room. I'm getting ready to go up to the door and knock, and I'm very nervous all of a sudden. This could go any way, from him shutting the door or that foolish little hope I still have that he'll realize he made a mistake by not picking me.
I'm going to be standing right there. Anything happens or you feel unsafe in any way, just let me know.
Okay.
All right.
He's coming. Hi. So can you talk to me? Come on. He's got people here. I'm going to call him and see if he'll meet me later tonight or tomorrow. Hopefully he'll answer his phone, and if he doesn't, I'll go knock again. It's ringing. He's not answering. I'm writing him a note telling him that I'm only going to be here until tomorrow night and that I want to talk. I didn't come this far not to talk. Somebody got it.
That's them right now. All right. The fiance and daughter are leaving.
But hold on. She could just put the kid in this cabin.
No, they're both going. Let's do this.
You gonna talk to me?
No.
You gonna talk to me? I want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you.
I'm going to call the police.
Here, take the mic. Come on. I do not have a mic. I will show you. I will prove to you I don't. Will you talk to me?
She's inside. Hey, Leslie.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, we just want to make sure you're okay.
I'm just going to come out and say, I'll be out in just a minute.
Okay, all right. Take your time.
Well, I got some answers. I'm okay.
Now, just to be clear, we changed his name and voice. Now, next, we'll meet Leslie and find out why she says that Mike is still in love with her.
I sat down on the couch and he sat down on a chair. I started out by just saying, you know, why did you do this? Why? I don't understand all this. And he said, I just let it go too far. And I said, but did you ever love me? And he said, I liked you so much. And I said, oh, you liked me. He did give me a kiss, and he gave me many, many long hugs and said this wasn't the way it was supposed to be. I love him. I love him. I do love him. But you know what? You got to be loved back. You've got to be loved back. I don't think my brain is processing all of this yet. It's weird being in this town and not being with him in this town. But I also feel like I'm ready to be done with him. I'm ready to get over him. But the fact that I still have been in love with him for so long makes this really hard.
Okay, are you going to get sucked back into this?
I certainly hope I'm not that stupid. No.
That sounds like a big maybe.
Fall out of love so quickly, and no, I'm not going to get sucked back in. Okay. But I need to, how do I get over this? How do I not want to answer an email?
Has he been in contact with you since?
He called when we were leaving. He called me at the airport on the producer's phone and basically said that he was so sorry and that he wouldn't have treated me at the door like he had he known I was coming, because he would have left.
Yeah, if he had known you were coming, he would have been gone.
And to email him how I'm doing in the future.
And you haven't done that?
No, and I haven't looked to see, well, we looked that night to see if he had emailed me. I haven't had computer access, but no, I wasn't going to answer him.
Okay, well, you're not inspiring confidence in me because you don't seem convicted about that. If I have to break your fingers, I'm going to break your fingers. Okay. Now, we got a statement from Mike. He didn't want to be part of the show, and as I've said, we've changed his name and altered his voice. But here's what he had to say. Leslie and I talked, and I am sure what she tells you is the truth. I have no desire to talk on the show, but I would like to say that I am extremely sorry for what I did. It was entirely my fault. The situation got like it did, and I feel bad for Leslie. After knowing her, she really deserves much better. What do you think about what he's saying?
That's what he said to me. I do deserve much better.
Well, but listen, so people don't think you just went completely crazy. He used to say a lot of different things to you, right? I mean, we've got a lot of his texts and emails from over the last 10 months. He writes, "You are the type of woman I could fall in love with." Quote, "I know you've been let down in the past. That's why I won't do that."
Right.
Quote, "Told my mom and dad my plans to be with you." Quote, "You may miss me, but I bet I miss you more." Quote, "I just want to rip you out of my dreams and hug you." Quote, "All of my time is thinking of you." Quote, "I love you so much." Quote, "You're the best thing ever to happen to me." And it goes on and on.
And hours and hours a night of conversation.
And you spent one time 8 hours straight.
That was our record, 8 hours one night. My daughter was at a friend's house.
Okay, now let me ask you something. Why do you think we agreed to do this story, this fact pattern? Why do you think we sent you all the way to London, England?
To help me get closure on this as to the whys. And maybe someone else out there will realize that, I don't know. I don't know at this point. I know I needed to know why he did this to me.
But you have said that you think he really wants to be with you. He just doesn't have the strength to leave her.
Right.
The courage to leave her. You're still telling yourself that he wants you.
I still believe that he just doesn't have the courage to leave. He even said when I was in there, he says, "We could have been good together." And I'm like, yeah, we could have, but you don't want to leave her. But then again, I don't want to cheat her, and he's a cheater on her.
Well, yeah.
I know. That's where my
come
brain
on, do you think if he left her to come be with you, every time he was in there on a computer, you wouldn't be going, "Hey, buddy,
exactly.
Who are you talking to now?
Exactly.
I know how we met, and you're in there, all of that." I mean, if they'll do it with you, they'll do it to you, right?
Exactly.
So, I mean, come on, you got to have some common sense about this. When you get on the internet, and listen, I think the internet's great. I think there's a lot of good things about it. I think internet dating sites can be very efficient ways to meet people. I think it can be great, but you've got to have some common sense. It is not commonsensical to let this relationship go this far before you ever met somebody. Because if he cared about you, if he loved you, a meeting would have taken place before 10 months.
Well, and it was supposed to. But then something always happened that he couldn't come.
You know why? Because this was
of her, yeah.
No, not because of her, because of him. This was a fantasy for him.
Right.
She's in there with 5 kids. He goes in a room and locks the door and says, "Oh, let's go to Fantasyland. I found a girl in America. Woohoo, look here. We're just going to play house. We're going to sell these love stories." This is all great fantasy.
Right. But on my end, I didn't see the her. I saw that, well, I had a $400 cell phone bill. I'm going to have to wait another month to get the tickets. You know, that's what I was told and believed because it made sense.
No, it didn't make sense. It makes sense in a world of nonsense. But for you to go to the point that you're talking about houses and relationships and marriage and a future before you've ever even looked the boy in the eye.
And we both thought that was crazy. We both said the same thing.
You were right.
Yes, I know.
But now you've got to decide, look, this was a fantasy. This was a fiction. I was in love with text messages. I was in love with a voice on the phone. And what you're doing now is you are a bit in mourning, right? You're in a bit in mourning, and I get that, and I'm sorry for that. I know this is painful for you, and you've been very courageous to talk about it now, but I know this is painful for you. But understand this. You are not mourning the loss of him. You are mourning the loss of who you wish he was. And that's very different. It's very different
It
to
is.
mourn the reality or mourn the fantasy.
Right.
And if he was everything, you said, what girl wouldn't love this? Yeah, right. That's true. That's not what he was.
You're right. You're right.
So you understand, be sure you mourn for the right thing.
Right.
You mourn for the loss of a dream. You mourn for the loss of a concept, not the loss of the man. Because what he is a gutless cheater that goes in the other room while she's in there wiping noses on 5 kids and he's in there playing Fantasyland with you on the internet.
Right.
That, you're going to mourn that?
No.
So it's a lesson learned.
Right.
It's a lesson learned.
You're right.
And you went to London?
I went to London. I did go to London.
I mean, had you ever been to London before?
No. Never had a passport before.
I see you're expanding your horizons.
I have, haven't I?
Expanding your horizons. We'll be right back. Well, I want to thank all of my guests today, and you can go to drphil.com. I want to hear what you think about everything that you've seen today. Thanks so much for being here. So long.